Hi everyone, welcome back to Napoleon Total War with the Prussians here in early June 1806. So, recent events, we've seen another trade ship being deployed and sent around, well, through the English Channel and then becoming all the way past Spain, all the way down here, and we'll probably get them back onto the ivory trade. We've got trade in ivory, which is giving us 1813 a month. We've also got here trade, what's this one? In tea, obviously to the British, no doubt. And that's probably actually what we're losing trade on, isn't it? Because the British port at Chatham is blocked. These are all taken, as you can see. Batavian Republic is on that one, which is sugar. And this one, Portugal, are on that sugar one. I'd like to get a sugar one, because we know sugar is probably going to skyrocket price-wise in the near future. Trade post here for ivory, and that's with Denmark. This one's tea, and that's with Denmark as well. We've obviously got this one. This is spices in Algiers. We're not sure if that's been taken yet. We've got coffee here. We've got more coffee. Spices. Is that all the trade? No, we've got a couple of trade routes over here. Coffee, coffee. Is that all the trade routes? Nope. Furs and furs. We don't get much in the way for furs, I don't think. Furs aren't paying very well. Up here we have furs from Boston. That's Great Britain has that trade route. We've got this one, which is tobacco from Baltimore, so that's ours. We've got tobacco here from Norfolk. Well, I'm not sure if anyone's got that. How many ships? We've got one ship there, 500. And here we've got cotton. And who's got that? That is that's ours as well. I'm wondering if that trade route is open, which I'm surprised it is, but I don't see a white line. You see the white line going to this one. It could be here in this, but you'd expect to see it on this route that we've travelled. We've just got the 1600 from Great Britain, which is that one. So it does seem that this trade route is open. 20 tobacco. Now that's 20 tobacco. That will give us 512 a turn, or whatever. Down here we've got ivory, but we've got how many ships? 2 ships. So that's probably still going to pay out slightly more to put a third ship there, isn't it? Because obviously you've got 1,000 for the first ship on that trade route. We've got 800 for the second ship. The third ship is probably going to be about 600 maybe, which is still going to be more than the 520. But do we want to capture that trade point? We've got another one here, which is cotton, but that looks to be captured by one of the other nations. So do we divert this ship to get this trade point to Norfolk? Yes, it's not going to earn quite as much as the ivory, but we can get another ship in deployment, or sorry, in creation very soon. I'll think on that one. And see what we're going to do. What else has happened in recent times? We made peace with Austria, who are on our southern border, as you can see here. That's after we took Prague from them. And Prague is holding up remarkably well. Things are calming down after the clamour for reform and the occupation by foreigners and all that kind of usual stuff when things sort of kick off. The people look reasonably happy. We do have a big old army sitting there, which is probably one of the reasons that they are content for the moment, but that's okay. Up here in Saxony, again we've got some troops which we can roll out. Calls to get a general, no, not to Hanover, sorry, into Cleves, which is probably, yes, I agree, we probably do need a general. Do we have any decent generals on they're a bit pricey, but we could get Gerhard von Scharnhorst. Oh, obviously, very strong name, especially in the naval. I'm thinking of obviously the World War II ships. We've got Ernst Heinrich Adolf von Fuel. He's a Prussian junker. Well, he's got a Prussian junker. What is that? What is a Prussian junker? +1 to command when leading infantry units. Okay. Or Junker, wouldn't it? Be Junker. He's only a 3-star. Anyway, we hadn't finished with Scharnhorst, who's a 5-star general. He's going to be 1700. He's got +2 to command in land battles, +1 to command leading artillery. So he's blooming good. That's obviously why they named a ship after him. And then got Ludwig von Wollmodern Gimborn. Corporal in gold braid, +1 to commanding leading infantry units, and +1 to morale on the battle, and +1 to leading cavalry. He's 1100. So these two, I'll probably go for this one, to be honest with Ludwig. We don't have 1700. But the other option is, of course, over here in Berlin, we have old boy Frederick von Hudel and Ingelfen. He's a 4-star general. We could certainly send him over there. He's a decorated hero. Or he's got a decorated hero as a follower. So he could definitely come over here and sort of hold Cleves for the time being. Cleves, I was to say, it's kind of sitting out there. We've got a castle here, which is a protectorate of ours. We did capture that, and we liberated them, and they're now a vassal state for us. We do have the Batavian Republic, obviously the Netherlands here, who are at war with, and also, are we at war with the Netherlands, or we just don't like each other? I can't quite remember. Where are we? No, we just don't like each other very much. We're allies with Russia. We've got the Hessen as protectorate, and they're indifferent to us. Oh, actually, +12. Our friendship is growing. Yeah. Okay, so that's picked up nicely. So we could maybe, Batavian Republic are obviously at war with Austria, so that probably would not go down well with our peace accord we just signed with the Austrians. Kingdom of Sicily, Naples, Russia, Britain, Sweden. So we don't upset many of those, and they're allied with the French and the Spanish, so they're on the wrong side of history, shall we say, when they've chosen their friends. Denmark, allied with Mecklenburg, and everyone likes Denmark, it would seem, and we're friendly with them. Obviously Hessen, they're a protectorate. Got trading with them, everything's looking good there. Naples, indifferent. These are tiny, poor territories, not really worried about too much. Mecklenburg, now we are friendly with these, and they are Danish friends, but we do need to try and take that territory, as do we need Oldenburg as well. So they are partnered with the Batavian Republic. So Oldenburg is going to be our next target, barring anyone attacking us. Papal States, well, I think we're Protestant, so we don't have to listen to the Pope too closely. Are we Protestant? Let me just double check that, actually. Yeah, we are Protestant. Yeah, okay, good. So we're not Roman Catholic, so we don't have to. We take guidance from the Pope, but you know, it's kind of like it's a nod. Of course we will, Popey. Don't you worry about it. We'll do our own thing though. Portugal. That's my that's my brief summary of Catholicism and Protestantism. Yeah. Close, but don't listen to them. Anyway, that's a dangerous topic to get into, isn't it? Portugal. They're indifferent. We could probably forge a friendship if we had another port. And Sweden, we're very friendly and we're trading with them. The one we're interested in is Austria. Obviously, we signed a peace deal and we've now signed a trade deal, which is fantastic. So if we look at that, war is obviously -44. That's taken a big toll. But we're now at -22 of relations. Now, if you remember, this was -46. Just a month or two ago, so it's improving all the time, and before long we'll be able to form an alliance with them, and we'll be then able to achieve this goal, which will give us 1,000 money, which will be lovely. France are friendly with us, even though, and we're trading with them, +32. Look at that! But we're not going to sign an agreement because obviously it's France, it's Napoleon. He is the protagonist of this series, so yeah, we don't want to be signing too much for friendly. And of course, we're friendly with Great Britain as well, which is obviously France's arch enemy. And we're trading with It'd be interesting to see what the trading value is between those two, actually. Who do we pick? Based purely on monetary funds. I've just had a thought. It's going to be hampered, isn't it? So France, 1733. Great Britain, our trade will only be 424, but it's being blockaded by the French. So we're not having the enjoyment of that export sort of facility. So France actually is our biggest trading partner. So we do not want to attack France anytime soon. It's the real weirdness of this game. They are our best trading partner. Do we form an alliance with France and take on the rest of the world? Or rest of Europe anyway. See, that's something to think about, isn't it? How are we doing? Ivory prices 49. Yeah, they're still far superior. But what was up here? Was it tobacco? Where's tobacco? 26. So it's a fair price. See, there's not much in furs or coffee at the moment, or tea, to be honest. Yeah, ivory is where it's at the moment. Anyway, so that's kind of where we are. Ottoman Empire, they're kind of out of our way at the moment, so they're kind of far off. We're not really worried about them. We'll let the Austrians fight them if they want to. Obviously, there's us looking golden. We need to capture some of those countries up there, which we discussed. Russia, we're very friendly with Russia, which is great. We've got an alliance with them, and 128 positivity relationship, which is fantastic. They're, of course, at war with Batavian Republic, France, and Spain, so they will give us our blessing if we attack the Dutch. And Spain, they got alliances with Batavia and the French. Well, that's the other thing. If we do attack the Dutch, the French might get upset. And they are, as I say, big trading partner. It's something to consider. Ponder we must. So what we'll probably do is start picking off these little one nation states. We've got a spy in here doing his good stuff. Got some cannon, got a general, got some lancers, got some fusiliers, but these are all militia. And then we've got some troops out there which we're not sure of. So yeah, probably build up an army and we'll march them through here and take on Oldenburg. Yeah. Of course, we've got troops in Prague. We've got troops on our eastern flank here, just keeping the Russians at bay. So we may move some of these. Maybe if we... Can we move troops via a... Yeah, we probably can, can't we? A trade ship. That has got a big hull. We could move them around here and do a strike from the sea, perhaps. Because that, I'm hoping, will get us another port. Got pasture there. What is that? That's Holland. Is this? That's France. Okay, no, they don't have a port. It's rubbish, no. Never mind. Lots to consider. Lots to think about. And in late June 1806, got a construction report. Roads have been built. Cobbled roads in Pomerania. Fantastic. Now, if you remember last time, we had some of our spies on the march, and one of them was coming down here. I think there's another one on his heels. He's over here, look. And he's coming down here. I think he's going to come and check out Vienna, isn't he? So we'll move him down towards Vienna. Oh, there we can see the Austrian armies. Maybe focusing on something over there. But we brought this spy down here to keep an eye on the French and see what the French were doing. So, down here at Munich, we can see there's a large number of French army, and Napoleon himself, north of Munich, on the bridge there, camped out. No doubt plotting, which I assume they are... The French got... So we've got Venice down here. Because if you remember... the Austrians took Switzerland, and now it's back into French hands. Or, I say back into French hands, it was an independent state, but Austria knocked that out, and then the France have taken it off Austria. So I was bringing this spy down here, so he can have little looks around to see what the conflicts and how they are going. So we found Napoleon, he's near Munich. If we bring our spy down here, I want to keep an eye on how the impact with Austria and France is going. Because if France all commits its troops down here, as I said in the previous bit, I don't want to attack France anytime soon because they're a good trading partner. But the time will come inevitably. So yeah, we're using our spies just to get a better sense of what's going on in the battlefield. So the French are here. So this Austrian region of Milan is currently looking a little bit vulnerable. You've got the Papal States down there. Who's down here? Naples, okay. Got the independent Italian nations. And you've got Venice here, surrounded by the French. So the French are actually right on our border here as well with Prague. So yeah, we'll probably get this guy over here so we can watch the French if they go for Vienna or Venice or maybe Milan as well. So we can see how that conflict plays out. Also, I saw Batavian Republic ships sailing away. The British ship fleet of Horatio Nelson came back to Blighty and has picked up an invasion force. You can see the gold bar there. They've got a number of troops which they're obviously going to try and storm the Batavian Republic, which is interesting. Now the Batavian Republic troops, 2 units, have been marching towards our border. So I'm not sure what's going on there. They're not going to do much with a unit of light dragoons and militia. Although maybe they know their time's up and they are running for the hills. We do have the colleges on fire. I think we did that. We do have a spy here. Maybe he can... 81% chance of sabotaging the army, or 66% chance of infiltrating Amsterdam. It's not good odds, but let's go for it. He's detective and he's being driven out of the town. Okay, let's move you. Let's move you out of there, the way. Roleplay him being driven out of town and out of the region for the moment. Okay, so he's still got eyes on the nation. He didn't get killed, so that's a good thing. Over here at Cleves, we've got the army. Should we get the general? We could get the distance from the capital. Oh, it's quite a distance. Should we get Scharnhorst? That's a lot of money, but... Oh, is it because why can't I get him? Is it because we don't have room? Ah, it's because we didn't have room. So let's get Scharnhorst because he looks the man. Right, and we could probably get most of this army out. Let's leave some of the militia. We can always fill up a little bit later. Let's put them on the border. Get you back in there. The garrison is holding that okay, and then we've got him out here. We can also look to boost this army. So he's got decent cavalry. You could use another gun and some more troops. He's got some lots of skirmishes, which is good. Recruitment. Oh, we can't get guns from here. Okay, let's get another unit. There's a couple of units of troops there. Where's our nearest gun? Probably all the way over here in Berlin, is it? Yes, it is. Do you have any guns ready to roll? Yeah. I might send these 2 guns on the safest path. I take it we can go through Protectorate territory okay, can't we? So if I move them like there, yeah, okay, good. So they should be safe, and we'll get a couple of artillery pieces there to replace the ones we've just spent. Oh, sorry, just sent. That leaves us 760, which means we could commission another ship here. That will be 530. In Pomerania, we can have a look at the newly built roads, which are looking fantastic. And do we have Dresden? What are your roads like? Oh, we need Dresden. Okay, Dresden needs to have its roads upgraded. We chose to get General instead this time. That's got cobbled roads, which are good for now. Okay, Königsberg's got cruddy roads. Danzig, we've got a couple of troops there. Yeah. This is a very small little town. Oh, clamour for reform is getting a little bit tasty, but it looks like it's dying back a little bit. So the lower class is a little bit unhappy. And we don't have much of a garrison here. So Court of Justice, that would put some repression on the area. So that could do a job. Could build a fort, but not really much. We've got a market there. We could get a merchant house, which obviously bring in some more revenue. We've got an army camped out here in Warsaw. Yeah, and we've got that spy which we moved this time. Good. Here in Breslau, we've got a barracks and a cannon foundry. What's the army like? Ooh, a couple of militia units. Well, we'll leave that for now because we don't have the money. We've got a musket factory which we can't afford, but we could potentially build. And up here, we could potentially, if we had the money, get a banking house, which will increase regional wealth, wealth per town, per turn, and town wealth as well, which would be good. How's Prague looking? 5 more turns until the Court of Justice is finished. It's got a barracks and a cannon foundry. No fort as yet. The army here is looking good, just replacing some of the cuirassiers. Cuirassiers, I think. Somebody did spell it out phonetically for me, and but I've forgotten what it is already. Yeah, cuirassiers or something like that. So we'll go with that for now. So a fairly decent army here. Obviously we've got the French now on our southern border with our peaceful Austrian neighbours for now. Hopefully they'll remain peaceful, and we need to make sure that as soon as the relations improve, try and get an alliance with Austria, which will probably bring us into the war with France. But these things happen. Over here we got our secret society, which is doing well. We've got loads of spies, which is giving us a lot of good information. And one more turn until our classical university is upgraded, which is fantastic. Good. So we come back to Cleves, all things checked out. And in early July 1806, agent detected Boris Sherman. Oh, he was over here. Well, the French know he's here. Okay, that's fine. Let's come over here and just give us a view on Milan. Okay, so Milan's looking okay. Can you get into Milan? Infiltration 80% chance. Yeah, do that. Oh, he ran out of points. What have we got over here? We've got the Russians. How did you get over here? They got a random territory in Torino. They must have done a seaborne attack, which went unnoticed by us. But Russia hold Torino. Interesting. That's a really difficult, considering their position. Actually, can they? I suppose they can send it through here, can't they? Oh, no, this side of Italy. Yeah, so it's not as if they got to come past the entire English and the North Sea and down through Spain. They can come from the Black Sea, which is probably, but still, it's a logistical nightmare, isn't it? Sending troops all the way. Oh, yeah. Anyway, meantime, there was a bit of a skirmish here. I noticed the Russian ship, a couple of fleet here, was attacked and destroyed by this Spanish fleet. There's only one ship remaining by the looks of it. I'm guessing they were blockading Russian trade on this route. So that's why the Russians sent some forces to try and end that blockade of their trade goods. Okay, so Boris is out, but he's okay. And our classical university in Brandenburg has been completed, which is fantastic. Other news, I assumed this fleet, Nelson's fleet with troops, was going to head over here to take the Batavian Republic, take the Netherlands, but no, it's heading west. Is it going to try and hit one of these French towns, or is it going to come down here and try and recapture Gibraltar, which is currently in Spanish hands? I don't know. We'll have to keep an eye on Nelson and see where he goes. So in the meantime, we know the French are here. we've lost actually visibility of Munich, which is not brilliant. Maybe I'll bring him back a bit. Now that we know Austria still holds Milan, and they've got, bizarrely, the Russians there, I may bring him back up here so we can keep an eye on Munich to see what's going on there. Austrians are obviously generating some force. They haven't got much here in Venice, which is a bit of a worry, but they do have many troops over here in Breslau. So maybe I shall bring you over here for now. And they've got a full army here in Vienna. Of course they would. And yeah, we'll keep an eye on that. Meantime, there's been some movement of Russian troops, but they're going back and forth over here. Nothing much to worry about. Got a big army up here, which is on the march. There it is. I'm hoping that's going up to one of the ports, which are going to be fleeted out to one of their other territories. But yeah, everything seems to be going okay for the moment. Here's our guns, which we are... they're on the road to Cleve, so I won't mess with them. Hessen have sent out a unit to block a bridge, so they are feeling vulnerable from the French army of Armand Philippon right here. So I'm wondering if he is going to think about marching north and taking Hanover, or maybe the town of Frankfurt to begin with. If so, then we may need to redirect our troops and bring this army over here to assist them. Yeah. So we've got 2 guns coming up there. By the time they get there, we should have 2 more units ready to deploy, which should be grand. So he will be... Sorry, so this army will be looking pretty good for the time being. Cool. Right, we've got our spy up here who failed to get into the Bavarian town last time. I'm going to keep him there because it's always interesting to see what's going on. We've got a spy up there as well, so we've got this kind of area all locked down with visibility on movements of our enemy, or potential enemy. Did our troop... Is that that's still moving? I think I'm going to continue to send that down to... Am I? No, actually, I am going to divert that. I'm going to try and capture that trade port. If we can get that trade square, then, you know, that's just another one where we're obviously not only getting money, slightly less than we would if we sent another ship down to the Ivory, but we're also preventing any other nation from taking control of that trade point. Until they attack our ships, of course. Let's get another ship commissioned. And over here we've got the estates, the food. How are we doing in Pomerania? Are they already not particularly happy? Would further unhappiness for the lower classes by turning the farms into great estates tip them over the edge and start rioting? Something we've got to think about. But I would like to get the farms upgraded. Over here we're going to get the roads done, won't we? Yeah, let's get the roads done there. Get our infrastructure in place, then it improves everything. I can't believe Dresden doesn't have cobbled roads. Let's get that done. And we're down to 1200. Maybe I'll stop spending there for the moment. We've spent enough. Let's have a look at our research and technology. Now that we got our beautiful classical university going. One more turn and we will have completed Army Corps organisation, which is a -5 upkeep for all our farm units? Army units, I beg your pardon, which will be a huge saving. Top gallants, that's movements of ships, isn't it? Probably, yes, it's useful to move ships around quickly, but we've only got trade ships. We don't have any warships at the moment, so it's probably going to be of limited use. As well as improved coppering. These are all good things if we do get warships, but at the moment there's probably more important things. Conscript infantry tactics, that'll allow us -8% recruitment costs for militia, +1 to militia morale, and opens up the military academy for construction. Field ambulances, this is a good one, +4 to replenishment rates in all your regions. Grand battery, +5% bonus for artillery accuracy, enables artillery barrages, and the ordnance board is open for construction. Carcass shot, That's if we get some experimental howitzers. We can use carcass shot, and obviously it opens up experimental howitzers. But I think we were going to look at poverty control laws, weren't we? +1 to repression in all our regions. Get those pesky commoners under control, and the top toffs as well. And it also enables construction of the factory, and that's what we want to start generating some more cash. So I think poverty control laws will be after we complete that research there. And in late July 1806, an agent has been recruited. Karl Gass or Goss, he's a gentleman from West Prussia. This man has been recruited into your nation as an agent. He's available for immediate assignment. A gentleman is an educated man who can be sent to the educational buildings to speed up research. Can also duel with spies and other gentlemen. Select a target character in order to challenge them to a duel. Okay. And the Army Corps organisation has been complete. The Corps instruction introduces an extra level of command, aiding the command general by counterintuitively giving him fewer direct subordinates. Rather than dealing with dozens of regimental commanders directly, the general issues orders to his corps commanders. The general then is free from the burden of dealing with many people and can concentrate on the overall situation. Each corps operates as an army in miniature, looking after its own supplies and marching routes. One immediate noticeable effect is an improvement in movement rates of armies. Oh, cool! Because individual units can now be coordinated in detail. Fantastic. The corps structure grouping together army divisions was not new in Napoleonic era, but again Napoleon's genius was to take an existing concept and gain the maximum benefit. Following a Revolutionary War, divisions in the French army were organised into temporary groups known as wings. Command of a wing was temporary and on top of a divisional general's responsibilities. A sensible evolution of the idea was to make the corps d'armée a permanent formation with its own staff and permanent commanding officer. Each corps usually had at least 2 infantry divisions at their own artillery, a corps artillery reserve, and at least a brigade of cavalry. Nice. Cool. Vellore Mutiny. The sons of Tipu Sultan, the former ruler of Mysore, recently instigated a rebellion of the sepoys against the British East India Company at Vellore in southern India. I've been to Mysore, it's lovely. Although lasting for only one day, the mutineers caused 200 British casualties. Ooh, okay, so... because I've been to some of the palaces and temples around Mysore, and they're absolutely stunning, but yeah, to think this was taking place there is... and actually, I'm thinking back, there were illustrations and pictures of fighting redcoats. So yeah, it might well have been this uprising. Dissent amongst the sepoys had increased following changes to their dress code banning facial hair and Hindu markings, and reached dangerous levels since several sepoys were brutally punished for flaunting the new rules. Under the pretext of attending a wedding of a daughter of the late Tipu Sultan, the plotters gathered at the fort in early July. In the dead of night, the fort was surrounded by the mutineers, began killing its European inhabitants. By dawn, the fort was under the control of Fateh Haidar, and the sons of Tipu Sultan was declared king of Mysore. The mutiny came to an end when, alerted by an escaped officer, the Madras cavalry arrived from Arcot and gained access through the insufficiently secured gates at the front of the fort. What followed was a slaughter, with almost 700 rebel casualties by the end of that day. In the aftermath of the mutiny, the governor of Madras was replaced. The East India Company no longer interfered with the religious customs of its soldiers, and the practice of flogging sepoys was totally abolished. Ah, cool. Interesting snippet there. 2 units of foot soldiers, musketeers have been recruited for Cleves. And Trait gained, Armchair General for George Frederick Hegel, a gentleman. Armchair General, research points for military technologies, +1. Cool. Right, so, where was that gentleman? Where did he spawn? That was some time ago and I've forgotten. Is that him up there? There he is, right.
Sir?
You've got a bit of a march, but if you wouldn't mind heading all the way over here to our university, I'll take you a few months, but that'll be fine. And you can begin helping on research. Now, we already have 3 gentlemen here, which is good. 36 years old, 59 years old, 65 years old. So with the creation of another, I always expect the oldest one to die. So Peter Simon Pallas, good luck, sir. We may not have you for much longer, but we wish you all the best. And thank you for your help. So we've got diamond formation under research. I actually want that to switch to poverty laws. Let's get that one done. Then we can get factories created. Fantastic. How are our guns? Our guns are almost making their way there. Let's get them moving. Okay, let's... I won't leave them out there. Doom. There we go. So now he's got his guns. And we get those other 2 units of troops. And we'll send a unit of militia out as well. There you go. He's got a full stack. Hopefully that's looking okay. This Dutch army has come back out to the border. Probably because we're sitting on the border. And that's all looking good. Oh, that's such a tempting target, isn't it, Amsterdam? We smash this and move on to that. We get this juicy port of Rotterdam, which will be so lucrative. So lucrative. In other news, obviously the French are still blockading Chatham Dock, but Napoleon's fleet is sailing down here, past Spain. The Spanish raiders have now popped into harbour here, obviously fearful of Nelson's potential impact. And down here, Prussian forces are still holding on to Torino. There's troops moving up here. Is there a road going up there? No, I don't think there is. So, how do you move? I am going to bring him up here. Because I want to keep an eye on... I need to have visibility of France, I think. The French movements of troops. We haven't quite got that, so I'll bring this one over here. No, still haven't got that. Okay, I'll bring you right all the way over here then, so we can see there, Napoleon's still there. Good. Let's have a check on how our relationship with Austria is proceeding. -8, so that is improved from the -22 we started with, so that's fantastic. France are +44, 41, I beg your pardon. Britain are +61, Ottoman Empire +11, Russia 134, and Spain +7. So, of all, Austria is the one obviously we are at peace with, but that relationship's building. But we have good relations with all strong powers in this region, which is fantastic. Now, Oldenburg, friendly. They do have a trade partner with the Dutch, but they are looking like our next attack. What we can do, we can get a drill school here. That will allow recruitment of that. But what we really need, which we can't build. Do we have any towns? What we got in this town? A factory. That's what we need. The poverty law, so we can get that factory built. Bring in some cash, but we need some guns, really, don't we? We've got the guns being created here in Berlin, all the way back here in Berlin. There, the road's been completed. Another 2 turns. 2 more guns to be produced. I might start getting... How are the people doing? Not too bad, but maybe we could bolster their happiness with an opera house. Or bring in wealth as well, so I'm going to invest in that opera house. Keep people on side. Over here, I'm also going to invest in the farm. Fantastic. And... oh yeah, that road's been completed. That shall do that. Have you got roads being built here? No, they've already got cobbled roads. That is going to be another 5 turns. I haven't got enough money to get roads in Dresden, but we've got a decent force there. Let's get a couple of militia, because they can sit in the town while we move our army out. We've got the port there, the merchant house there, but we're going to leave it as a market for now. Yeah, it's a significant improvement, isn't it? So, cool. We've got the Austrian troops on our border, but they are holding steady. We've got Blucher over here, or Blucher, sorry, over here, which he can hopefully swing around and keep the rest of these forces at bay. Quick check on the overall government and the king. Frederick Wilhelm III, all seem to be going well. And prosperity spectacular. Prestige rank sublime. Yeah, all going well. Policies, well, they're not overly happy, but what can you do? We need the money. Popularity's 35% on the up, which is good. All have decent. Some of them got very. So army and treasury have got some very decent stats. But yeah, these don't seem to be anything special, so nothing to replace just yet. Trade is obviously going reasonably well. Long-term trade partner. You get a bonus, do you? Nice. So yeah, France still our biggest trading partner. We haven't done any trading much with Great Britain thanks to the blockade for the French forces, but that's okay. And I think just one last thing, just to check on, where are we? Prestige-wise, we're behind France, and we're just behind Austria, but ahead of the rest. Oh, Great Britain all the way down there, look at that. So we need Bavaria, which France has, and we need Baden-Württemberg, which France also has. We also need the Mecklenburg, which is obviously independent territory, Hanover, which is French again, and this little territory of Frisia, which is the Oldenburg group, in which we're going to look to knock them out soon. So yeah, we can do these little independent states, but before long, 3 of the regions that we need are in French control, so that will have to cause conflict at some point. And in early August 1806, agent detected Boris. He's not very good, is he? He keeps getting spotted, but I suppose he's in the pass around Innsbruck. So, okay, well, we've got our other spy up there now, so if we bring him over here again, you can keep an eye on Milan and maybe Torino as well, so just keep an eye on that. So, no skirmishes yet between the French and the Austrians that we have seen. It's not to say they're not going to be taking place very soon. Let's just bring him up there so we can have a good look at Napoleon and keep an eye on everything else which is going on. Fantastic. So there you go. Boris has been shooed out. Oh, and Rougier. Is this Rougier? Yeah, okay. He's been spotted as well in open ground, which is not surprising. Recruitments. A 6-pounder, 18 troops, 16. I'll start again. A 6-pounder foot artillery at Brandenburg. 2 lots of them, and Bohemia 2 units of militia. Trait gained for Emmanuel Stieglitz. He's a spy, +3 to subterfuge for infiltration missions. Where is he based? He's based up here in Oldenburg, which is grand. So yeah, he's kept an eye on this. That's been developed nicely. I think we'll soon go to war with them. Hopefully we've got the better troops. Yeah, let's start positioning our troops on the road, and maybe we can see if they want to become a vassal state straight away rather than any conflict, and therefore saving us troops and money along the way, which would be fantastic if they did. Okay, let's have a look check on where Nelson is. I did see. The Russians have sent another fleet. I don't know if this is a warship fleet. There's only 3 ships in it, or judging by the stars, I'm suspecting there may be an admiral on board. 3 warships then potentially coming down here, probably to hit the Spanish raiders, which were attacking their last ship. We last saw Nelson's fleet here. There's the French lying in wait around the corner here. Look at this. The southern tip of Spain, to see if they can ambush him, potentially. But yeah, we've lost visibility of Nelson for the moment, which is a bit of a shame. This ship is almost on the way to that trade route there, which is grand. Yeah, and nothing much more has happened. There's a bit of troop movement by Austria and Russia, especially in Lithuania. There's a lot of troops gathering here, which again, it's making me slightly nervous, but we've got Blucher here with his army, just in case. More of a deterrent, really. It's just so don't start it. Don't try it. Let's not try it. Let's not play these games. How is Warsaw doing, by the way? Not too bad, actually. They seem fairly happy, which is good. We could get a drill school, which will improve the amount of quality troops that we can train, the variety of them. We could get Ordnance Factory, which will give us better guns. Let's get the Ordnance Factory and maybe the Opera House or the Court of Justice. That's repression. They seem to be happy anyway, so let's get that built for now. Up here in Königsberg, they need a new road. Let's get the road built. And their troops are a little bit rubbish. Let's get a gun built there, just anyway. Just so they can put up some form of defense should they get attacked. And they'll put some cavalry unit in there as well. I don't want that to be a major force because of the cost, but they can probably hold on to that for the moment. Factory we can't do because we need the poor laws. What have we got here? This was a secret society which I'm not going to invest any more into at this stage. We've got a mine here, but that needs to have a steam engine to improve. In Breslau, we don't really have enough money to do much. Just got the troops sorting that out. These smaller ones, again, musket manufactory if we had the money. It's quite expensive. What was that? Is that joint stock company? Do we have anywhere near? Where is that on the... No, that's national debt. Where's joint stock company then? What is the symbol? This looks like that. I can't even see where that is. Oh, it's there. It's there, joint stock company. I had thought that was going to be on this side in the civil sort of research line, but it's not. It's over here in the industrial. That one there. Joint stock company. Okay. To get that, of course, we need a factory to unlock these. So, yeah, we'll get the factory built next time, once these have been completed. Unlock this row of steam engine, mass production, joint stock company, plateways. And then, yeah, have a look at what else needs doing. If we get the military academy, we can then get general staff, modern rifles, standardized artillery, metric system, quicklime, nasty, uniform armaments, and obviously then we get staff college, and you can get rockets, percussion cap, rifled cannons, iron plating, passports, national propaganda, semaphore, dialects. Okay, lots potentially here, but we're building up now. One more turn until that Court of Justice is built. We've got 4 more turns to the Opera House. Anything? We've got Prague. We've got the Court of Justice being built. I've got the... Oh, we haven't got the roads. Okay, darn. But that's okay. The army we could potentially move out, but who do we move it out to? We don't want to... It's kind of there holding the French, isn't it? So if the French move up on our northern territories, we can swoop in at their flank and hit them on the side. Or if they attack here, we can then swoop down over here. But with this army moving it off to potentially take Frisia, we'll need probably to keep Cleves in our sights, because we move our army up here, we capture this, obviously the army will probably have to sit there for a couple of turns to sort of keep the peace, and we'll probably need a fairly strong garrison there, but I'd like to keep this army on the move. So perhaps what we do, we'll train up some more troops. Let's get a couple of militia so we can send them up there. We've got some replacements if we lose a musketeer line unit, and we've got 2 militia which we can send up to Oldenburg once they hopefully capture it and all goes well. Good. Let's have a quick look at diplomatic relations. Austria, -3. Okay. Couple more turns. We'll see if they're interested in an alliance. If they're against the French, and I'm waiting for the French to really start hitting one of their towns, and then they'll be crying out for allies to come to their aid. And what we could potentially do is attack Hanover to distract and pull resources and armies away from Austria, so we can sort of, rather than Austria taking the full brunt of the might of the French military, we can sort of dilute it a little bit by dragging some of their forces to engage us. That's the way I see that alliance going anyway. But for now, I think we'll leave it there. Thank you ever so much for watching. No more battles in this episode as well, but there's been a lot of structural improvements and building up of forces, and potentially next time we'll make our attempt to take Oldenburg and Frisia from the Oldenburg family. Maybe we'll swoop down and take Amsterdam as well. That will certainly get French jittery with their unit here in this region of Hanover. Sorry. Maybe we take take a territory and we trade it for Hanover to the French. That's also a possibility, isn't it? If we were to take a territory we don't necessarily need for our objectives, that's something that we could potentially look to do. Although, yeah, how well that'll go down, who knows. But we'll leave it there for now. Thanks so much for watching. Take care. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.